Hello, Sani Bonani, Habari Sada. Good afternoon, good morning, depending where you at. Dumelang. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. Always good to be back and chatting to you, my Rafiki. The Rafiki Nation is growing. Thank you for the support. Quick one, let's get our house in order. To the returnees, Karibu Tena, welcome back. Thanks for your support. And to the new subscribers, welcome. Karibu Sana. And if you are flipping through and you came across this video, welcome, Karibu Sana. I hope you stay. Please stay throughout the video, and I hope you actually enjoy it here. It's nice over here. Subscribe, please. Help us to grow the Rafiki Nation. So today, Rafiki, I am tuning in from the hotel room. I am in Johannesburg and I'm passing through to my next destination. And I thought, you know what? It's quite a good opportunity to actually catch up with you. And the topic that I also want to discuss, it talks to where I'm at, you know, around accommodation when you are traveling. So I thought, let me actually speak to my Rafiki and get to hear what your views. Obviously, I'll share my views, but I would love to hear your views. So don't forget to actually comment and give me your views as well. But before I get to that, I must tell you, Johannesburg is cold. It is winter. It is winter in Johannesburg, and it gets quite cold around June, July, August. And this year it looks like the fridge has been opened, and it's a very cold winter. And you know, when I landed, I was like, my goodness, I cannot believe that I'm not used to Johannesburg weather anymore. It feels like a long time ago when I was in all of those jazz and whatever. Now I'm like, no, I don't want winter. I don't like winter. I do not like winter. So this is quite now a culture shock. I'm kidding. Okay, Rafiki, I know. I'm being anyway, asikho lapho kodwa it's cold. Kuyabanda. It is a person. No. So, but I must say it's been good to be in Joburg, reconnecting with the Rafikis in town. We've actually, you know, breaking bread. So it's been good. It's been really good. I'm enjoying myself. So today, Rafiki, I thought I'll touch on the topic of you know, when you're traveling, accommodation-wise, do you stay at a hotel? Do you stay at a Airbnb? There's a big trend around the Airbnbs. So that sparked my thinking when I checked in today. It was like, we've never actually had a chat about this topic. And I'm keen to hear your views, whether are you the type that stay at the hotel, or are you the type that stay at an Airbnb, or are you the type that goes and stay with the friends and family and colleagues, or whatever the case may be. So I'm keen to hear your views. Don't forget to drop me a comment, and I'd love to hear your views. But today, like I said, when I was coming in, I just thought, wow, let's have the chats. What are the pros and cons on terms of where you stay? And also, I'd love to actually understand what drives your decision to stay at a hotel or to stay at an Airbnb. And I think for me personally, when I travel with work, I tend, because it's work, so I'll stay in a hotel because that is what the company provides. So I will stay in a hotel. And I suppose the advantage of staying in a hotel, it's especially when you're traveling for business, there's quite a lot of advantages. Firstly, it's more around moving around. It's actually most of the hotels and most of the corporate companies or businesses in general, they will always book in a space where it's closer to the place of work, so it's easier to move around. So that would be one of the determining factors. And the other part, they usually have those procurement will departments who will actually negotiate better rates, and then it will actually stay in it will be for the hotel, for the corporate to use those hotels, which is an advantage for the travelers. But there's other advantages. For example, in a hotel, the amenities are there in terms of there's gym, there's breakfast on speed diet. There is usually there's a restaurant, there's a spa, there's meeting room. So there's a whole lot of amenities at the hotel that one will get to enjoy. Whether I do enjoy it or not, I don't know. I find that for me personally, I'm always time starved. I never get to enjoy all of these things. Very rare that I will enjoy, like I'll go to a spa if I'm traveling for work. Very rare that I'll go to the gym. In fact, Rafiki, I need to start going back to the gym. I promise. To myself, I'm gonna go back to the gym when I get back home. But anyway, so those are the amenities that you find at the hotel. There's quite a lot of stuff that one can do. There is meeting rooms. It makes it easier to meet other business associates. So there's a whole lot of things that happens. It does have its own disadvantages as well. I'll come to that. But in the main, traditionally, hotels are a way to go, and it makes sense, especially for short travels as well. If you're doing a week's travel, it makes sense to be in a hotel. But then there's this other part of the Airbnb. Oh, by the way, also in terms of personal traveling, hotels also, especially if you're gonna do the hotels where if you are traveling as a family, there are so many types the hotels that will do. There's those ones where you can have like a apartment in a hotel where there is like a kitchenette, a small kitchenette. You can do your own cooking. You can have a small, like a small kitchenette. There's a microwave. I don't know if there is stoves. No, I don't remember. I'll check. If you've seen those, let me know. But there's usually a microwave and a small microwave, a kettle, and all of those things, the usual. But that's another option. So I know quite like families like using the hotels if they are traveling. And then there's also Airbnb. What I find that I actually, for me personally, like about Airbnb is it's the personal touch. It's that home away from home. It's that you are entering somebody's space, but at the same time there's no intrusion. Make sense? Yeah. So whilst it might not have all the amenities like a hotel will have, but there is gonna be those elements. There's gonna be that space. You feel like you are home. You don't feel like you don't feel this clinical space. Yeah, it's not clinical, it's home. You can and I like those ones where there's probably a garden. You can get out in the garden, you can read your book outside, you can look at the neighbors walking up and down. You can it's home. There is certain things. Then there's room service. Hold on, Rafiki. Yeah, so you get that sense of homely, and especially if you're gonna stay for a longer period. Airbnb, at least for me, I find that it actually makes sense. If I'm gonna be in town for a longer period, it makes sense to be at an Airbnb. There's also that flexibility. I can actually wake up at any time and do whatever, have my breakfast or brunch order, try out new restaurant in town. I've got that flexibility. Whereas at the hotel, there's everything is like it's according to time. There's breakfast, it's 6 to 10. And if we're gonna bring breakfast in your room, we're gonna charge you. Takeaway, we don't do takeaway. Those restrictions, they get to me. I don't understand why we cannot do takeaway. I've paid for this breakfast already. Rafiki, that gets to me. Yeah, I've had quite a few experiences about that. I'm like, why? What is the reason? Is it a container that is an issue? I'm willing to pay for a takeaway container. Why are we not doing a takeaway? I know not all hotels have that issue. There are a few hotels that are flexible, but in the main, I'll say with being corrected, I'll say probably most hotels, at least that I've stayed at, and it's actually not nice. But they usually will actually end up, we have to negotiate. But why do we have to go through that? Yes, there is times where you ask for your breakfast to be packed. They will pack it, but they still charge you for packing and taking it away. I don't like that. So there is that. And then there is housekeeping. I like the housekeeping part, but can we? I know, Rafiki, you're gonna say, but you can always put on your door and say, "Do not disturb." Sometimes you forget, Rafiki. Like I arrived the other day. When I arrived here, it was early in the morning, so I came in straight to bed. I've been traveling at night. Came straight, slept, and then as I'm sleeping, housekeeping. I'm like, oh no. Housekeeping, that already disturbs my sleep. Yes, Rafik, you can say you should have put it do not, but at that particular time, I was not thinking about do not disturb. But also, it's so early in the morning. I think it must have been around 8:30, 9. Can we not start housekeeping later than that? It's so early on a Saturday and you are actually on some housekeeping. Then I have to actually say, no, thank you. What time must we come back? I am sleeping at the time. I'm like, I don't know. Oh, the other time, ma'am, is at, I'm like, I wanted to say, go away. But you know what? It's the person is just doing their job. And I respect that. So politely say no, can come back in the afternoon shift, whatever the afternoon shift is. But now, my sleep has been disturbed. I'm awake now. I have to go back and negotiate to sleep again. So if I was in an Airbnb, I would have been sleeping with no disturbance of housekeeping. I know what time the housekeeping is gonna happen, or rather which day, because the host would have told me on the Airbnb app and said there's gonna be housekeeping and change of linen at this particular date. Please be aware the housekeeper is gonna come at this time. Blah 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 blah. So I'm clear. But now over this side, it's a routine. It's sausage factory. It must happen. Housekeeping at this time to this time, and you can never know between. It's like, even if it doesn't come at 8:30, it can come at 10. It can come at 12. You don't know. There is no set that's between this time and this time. There's housekeeping. So those are things that you're like, okay, no. Can we look at other ways of doing these things? Can we maybe put like a slip to say, do you want housekeeping between 8 and 10? Choose a block. Then you can choose your block that I want it at this time. Because now, if you put it do not disturb, when are they going to come back to do your bed and whatever? It's a bit tricky, Rafiki. And all of these amenities, there's gym, there's this. If you are traveling for business, there's no time to enjoy all of these things. So it's good, they're there, but there's no time to enjoy. The Airbnb, I'm clear. I can do my who in the morning on YouTube and get up and go. I don't have to worry about, I wish I had done some gym, I wish I had done the spa, I wish. But yeah, Rafik, I think it's one of those things that you look at like, yeah, there, I think the hotels, they are coining it with all of these things. But anyway, it's nice to be in a hotel. It's nice to be pampered. It's nice to be, it's just that, please, I think they just need to work out certain things that, you think about the client first, think about the guest. How can you make the guest life as simpler and non-disturbing as much as possible? Hey, Rafik. Yeah. And then the other part is the carpet and tiles. I don't know why hotels like carpets this much. Oh my goodness, hotel love carpets. And usually carpet is so difficult to clean. Then you get to the hotel, you can see this carpet was white at some point in its life. I can just do tiles throughout and then do underfloor heating if the issue is to actually, yeah. Carpets and hotels. And an Airbnb, you check those things. You say, I don't want Airbnb with carpets. I want with tiles or wooden floors or whatever the case is. You've got choices. I think that's what Airbnb is doing. It's bringing the flexibility for a guest. It's actually taking it. You decide. You are traveling on your own time. You tick what you want, to remove what you don't want. You are not forced to this space of all of these things. You literally have choices, and I enjoy Airbnb for that. And obviously, price wise, and I think that's the advantage of the Airbnbs. They are coining it on the price, because there you can plan your price. You can check the demand is up. Sorry, the demand is up, or whatever is happening. Is it season? Is the season in? Is this off season? Prices fluctuate. Hotels, it does not really fluctuate that much, but there is that room of negotiation. No, I'm lying. Cannot negotiate in the hotel. But yeah, I think price is also another big factor. And I think with Airbnb there's more flexibility and it's more cost effective as well. What else, Rafiki? Drop me a comment and remind me of anything that I've missed out. And I'd like to know, what is your view? Hotel, Airbnb? Let me know. Thanks for tuning in. It's been good as always. Till next time, Asante Sana. Cheers. Bye-bye.